Welcome in everyone to the SBA Awards Show, where we give out awards for all of our top players in the SBA. This should be a lot of fun. I am here with co-commissioner and co-owner of the SBA, Coach KJ. KJ, how you doing today?
Doing pretty good. I'm excited because today, my favorite day is here. We give awards out to the people and their players, and I'm ready to get this show on the road.
And like I said before, SBA, it's been a fantastic year so far. It was sort of a spur of the moment thing of me doing this, and it's turned into something awesome. So I really do appreciate it. If you guys enjoy the SBA, that's all I care about. Like, no matter what, if you guys are having fun, and it looks like week by week you guys are having fun, it sort of trailed off from week one. I think we all can agree. Week one was sort of an anomaly, but let's get right into it. So like I said before, we are going to go back and forth with these awards, and starting off with the least valuable player award. You do not want this award, KJ. I think it just proves that if you get this award, it's been a rough season for you. But we have our three finalists. We have Bowser Jr., we have Blue Yoshi, and we have Boo. Of course, Boo in the outfield for the Diddy Monkeys really didn't do that much, but also, just wasn't a factor at all batting, and really was just a liability in the outfield. Still decent at times, but definitely not living up to the hype. Next up, we have Blue Yoshi. Blue Yoshi, I could not get anything going on offense. He could run around as much as he can. No offense to speak of. And then you have the man himself, Bowser Jr. Quite possibly, KG, you can probably agree, probably the worst reliever in the entirety of the SBA. The amount of blown saves I've seen this guy do is insane. And your winner for the least valuable player will go to Bowser Jr. and the Bowser Jr. rookie. So a captain getting an award in the worst way possible, KJ. Definitely really interesting. But now it is time to get over to Pitcher of the Year. And KJ, take it away.
Well, when it comes to baseball, one of the more important things you need to have is a guy that can pitch and throw the ball well. And these three players, well, they're all capable of throwing the ball pretty damn well, let me just say. I did forget who the me was, I'm not gonna lie to you.
That'll be Rex Meavers of the Daisy Flowers.
Yeah. Rex Meavers of the Daisy Flowers, obviously, one of the better pitchers here. Nice turnaround for that team as well, being able to fix their problems from early on in the season to carry them to a playoff berth. Next up, we have Blooper from the Mario Fireballs. What can I say about him? He's led the first shutout of SBA history, and he's been a pretty solid pitcher that Florida man has really needed to carry themselves to that number one seed overall.
Yeah, talking about Blooper, it makes that game where he had like 5 strikeouts that more impactful with how no strikeouts are done throughout the rest of these games. Blooper had the game of his life in his debut, and he's been lights out ever since.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then Dark Bones. Who had that? I forgot now.
That's
here we go.
DK
Wilds, yes. Wow.
Obviously,
yeah,
DK Wilds missed the playoffs. DK Wilds missed the playoffs, but if it wasn't for Dark Bones, they wouldn't even be in a chance to make the playoffs in the last week of the season. Dark Bones was automatic. So
yeah, especially during this ending stretch. He did everything he could on that pitching side, and unfortunately, it just wasn't enough to keep that momentum going to make that last spot.
And the winner of the Pitcher of the Year goes to Blooper and the Mario Fireball. So congratulations to Blooper. If it wasn't for Blooper, KJ, I think you can agree, Mario Fireballs would not beat the Mario Fireballs.
Oh, for sure. He's definitely helped this team when they needed him to step up the most. Out of all the teams I've seen, pitcher-wise, he's probably one of the best pitchers we've had. Probably so far, maybe for the next couple seasons, because I don't think we'll see a similar performance for a while.
That performance, like I said before, is like one for legendary books. 5 strikeouts is almost like a no-hitter in MLB terms. He was absolutely insane. But now it's time for Slugger of the Year. This was probably, along with Defensive Player of the Year, me and KJ can agree, this was one of the toughest picks Definitely, because all three of these players were absolute hitters of the baseball, home run sluggers. And then first we have Donkey Kong of the DK Wilds. If it wasn't for Donkey Kong, they wouldn't have at least some of their wins. He literally was their offense and then some. He was absolutely great. He even had some pitching, stretches too, which he wasn't bad. Then you have PD Piranha of the Daisy Flowers, absolute stud. And then the moment he got put to second base, he was automatic as well. Then we have King K. Rool of the Diddy Monkeys. He was also a fantastic hitter. Just didn't have to do much on defense, so he focused on offense, being that designated hitter. All three of these players having fantastic seasons. And your winner of the Slugger of the Year goes to King K. Rool. So congratulations to Coach Jackie Moon getting a player on the award panel. All these players except Bowser Jr. will make the All-Star game. So a little bit of a sneak peek before we get to we show who our All-Star players are. So now, KJ, I mean, you can take it away, but I mean, you and I can agree this was the hardest award to pick.
Yeah,
I mean, out of all the awards, this was insane, and it's the fact that we have two people from the same team on this panel is insane. But take it away for Defensive Player of the Year.
So first off, we got Baby DK. When the season first started, the first home run, unfortunately, Baby DK got knocked on the head and gave up that home run. But ever since then, defensively, Baby DK has been one of, if not some of the best defensive plays I've ever seen out of anybody outside in baseball. I mean, ever since that first mistake he had, he's been going crazy defensively. Next up, we have Red Shy Guy, who I believe is on the Diddy Monkeys, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right?
Diddy Monkeys for Red Shy Guy. I mean, we go back to the top 10 plays. KJ's really, he's against the Diddy Monkey propaganda, but no, I mean, top play of the season. I think I can agree. Looking at the top 10 plays, that was the most insane out grab. He's really been the reason the Diddy Monkeys even made the playoffs. I mean, it was sort of a comfy way of getting into there, but you have to assume if he wasn't there, offensively and defensively, the Diddy Monkeys would not be in the position they were to easily get into the playoffs. So,
he had to do everything he can to make sure he basically put the team on his back just to make sure they got to where they were. And then finally, we have Tiny Kong, who is also part of Spitballs like Baby DK. Heard of Baby DK? Not as well known. I think she just gets overshadowed by how Baby DK has played, but I think with the Spitballs, having their two defensive players up here, I think shows how much needed that these two players were to help them defensively to get to where they are now, especially as a 2-seed into playoffs. I feel like without one of them, the whole team would collapse defensively. Yeah. And I believe Tiny Kong being able to help Baby DK wise with that chemistry all the way out in the outfield, if I'm not mistaken, was definitely beneficial to fixing Baby DK and Tiny Kong's defense.
Yeah, and I mean, going back to Tiny Kong, Tiny Kong's quickly becoming one of my favorite players in the SBA because of how much of a utility person she is. She's great on offense. She's great on defense. She throws the ball well. She's been an absolute steal of a pick for the Waluigi Spitballs, and no one can take that away from her. But your winner of the Defensive Player of the Year will go to Baby DK. Well deserved. It was a quick toss-up between him and Red Shy Guy, but we will give the props to the redemption arc. I think you and I both agree, KJ, is just one to behold. He was just automatic no matter what. And now, KJ, the moment we've all been waiting for. The MVP. This is the person that is basically the reason their team is doing as well as it is. And unlike my words not coming out of my mouth, these players put their money where their mouth is. How about that for a transition? So, your three MVPs. Waluigi, one of the best pitchers in the SBA by a mile. He's been absolutely insane. But not only that, he was absolutely a dominant force on the offensive end. He didn't get home runs that much, KJ, but he was Mr. Double. He was double. He was literally just in and out because he is just automatic when it comes to getting those RBI doubles. Next up, we have Red Critter, who has trailed off in a little bit, but no matter what, stayed strong on the defensive end. Offensively, continues to produce at a high level. And he's the reason the rookies almost made it to a bye seed. But then you have the Daisy Flowers and Daisy, the captain. Flame put a lot of trust in her in the infield after a horrific start in pitching. And ever since that change to the infield, I think you can agree, KJ, she's been fantastic. She's been absolutely outstanding.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely without that change, I don't think, not only would she not be up here, I don't even think the Daisy Flowers would be even in a good spot in the playoffs. Without that change, and especially Daisy being the way she's been able to carry this team, I don't think Daisy Flowers would be where they are right now.
And your winner, KJ, I don't know if you can hear it through the mic, but a drum roll, please. And your winner for the MVP of Season 1 of the SBA, Waluigi of the Waluigi Spitballs. Congratulations to all of our winners except Pizza LOL. Anyways, with that being said, we're going to throw a little bit of a thing over here because it is time to get to our favorite segment, the All-Star Selection. KJ, I'm excited. We have a lot of fantastic All-Stars, and I can't wait to show them.
Oh, for sure.
So we'll go back and forth here learning this, but a little bit of a sneak peek, but we'll obviously get the obvious ones out of the way. Waluigi's going to be here, King K. Rool's going to be here, Blooper's going to be here, and Red Shy Guy's going to be here. I mean, very well deserved. Red Shy Guy and Baby DK as well. I mean, I mean, Red Shy Guy and Baby DK, for us, the voting was just so close. It's one of those voting scenarios where it was like 51-49. It was one of those things where Red Shy Guy, really, either one of them winning Defensive Player of the Year would have been great.
Oh, for sure. But again, it was just a hard choice between those two, let's just be honest.
And here we go. Now time to reveal the rest of our All-Stars. KJ, are you ready? I'll let you do the first one because this is a guy that we really didn't have to debate heavily on, but we decided to include a me. We'll start it off with a me because it's very interesting to see that he even got here. It's Alton Me of the Waluigi Spitballs. Take it away, KJ.
Out of all of the me's, I think Alton Me was probably most deserving. Probably one of the top more deserving players if it wasn't me, just because the way he's been able to play both sides of the ball, both offensively and defensively, I think it's something that's a little bit underrated, and he's definitely able to put the team on his back as well, like a bunch of other All-Stars. But I think Alton Me did his differently with the way he was just able to be able to score some RBIs and a little bit of running going around, the way he was able just to lock down on defense. I think it was just needed for him to be able to put the team on his back.
And you already know that Coach D-Sleep wants to get him on his All-Star team, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah.
With that being said, we'll go to our next one. Definitely more of a controversial pick, I mean, if you ask the right people. But we're going to go Petey Piranha from the Daisy Flowers. I mean, the biggest thing about Petey Piranha has been the inconsistencies, KJ. You and I both know this. I mean, Petey Piranha, when he's on, he's one of the best in the SBA. But it's those inconsistencies that really didn't push the Daisy Flowers even better to that bye week seat, but still a fantastic player. The moment he got thrown at second base, that sort of pushed it over the edge for us because he's been a defensive menace as well. Next up, I mean, we got to go with someone. Now, we did have a little bit of a criteria. If you played more than 60% of the games, you were going to get in here. So just missing the mark would be Green Critter. He would be an automatic All-Star lock, but unfortunately, he did not make the cut. He was one of the last free agents signed. So with that, we go to Donkey Kong. KJ, take it away. I mean, if it wasn't for Donkey Kong, the DK Wilds wouldn't even be in that competitive position.
I mean, offensively, DK, I think, is the best definition of doing everything he can as a captain to be able to lead his team to victory. I think at the end of it, when we were doing our stat counts, I think out of the entire Wilds team, I think DK was the only one with the home runs. So that I think that definitely showed that he was able to carry.
Yeah, and that
and
was
put
like
the team
halfway
on
through
his
the
back.
season. That wasn't like a one game sample
yeah.
thing. Like,
Yeah, I mean, he's done everything he's could to get that team to where they were. They just fell a bit shy of making the playoffs. But I'm pretty sure without DK, they would have been in a much worse situation.
and like I said before, we're gonna have both of these guys, Coach D Sleep and Coach Florida Man, join us in the broadcast booth. For the All-Star selection. So. Okay, with our next pick, this was going to be a really interesting one because people, this is talk about controversy. I think you and I both can agree at this point. This is definitely one of the weirder picks that we made, but we're going to actually go with Green Magic Koopa because Green Magic Koopa had quite the resurgence after, not really doing good in the first half for the DK Wilds. But ever since he got put in the infield, he's been probably the best infielder, if not one of the best infielders in the SBA.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And with that being said, it's time for our next one, and it's Brown Critter. Brown Critter will get in here for the Diddy Monkeys. KJ, the floor is yours.
Well, Brown Critter, definitely offensive juggernaut for the Diddy Monkeys. Played great defensively as well. Part of the main reason why that left side of the field, I believe, was one of the strongest for that Diddy Monkeys team. I believe without him, that left side definitely would be exploited a lot more, and especially offensively, because he was able to rack up some home runs along the way for that team. So I think kind of like DK, without him, the DK Wilds will not be where they are right now offensively.
And now going into our next pick, I mean, the pick that he sort of soured off near the end of the season. He was in the MVP conversation, but couldn't get in. We'll still get him the All-Star nod. It is going to be Red Critter. So we'll drag this down a little bit just so we can see the next part of the list. But Red Critter does sneak in here for the All-Star game. Definitely had a horrific second half, but on the offensive end, but still a fantastic defensive player. All around, still a great player for the Bowser Jr. rookies, even if they did trail off. So KJ, I'll let you pick because we have about 7 left. So if you want to pick a random one, and then I'll drag them up for you, and then you can explain it.
Yeah. I think you want me to say it or?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I think we'll start next with Fire Bro for sure. I think he deserves a little more recognition around here. I mean, for what he's done. Offensively, he was decent. Defensively, one of his strongest capabilities was using his fire powers to be able just to grab balls out of what would to many be out of reach and just be able to grab all those outs and start those double play situations. I mean, in the SBA, double plays, while it is one most common, it's definitely most needed when you're trying to move on to your side of the ball. And Firebro, he was definitely able to do that. And I think having him on here is definitely what he deserves for all that work he's done.
Yeah, absolutely. And we go back to the triple play in the bottom of the 8th inning, where basically he's saving the game, where I thought that ball was through. And you hear me voice crack. I don't voice crack unless it's a really damn good play. So congrats to Firebro getting on here as well. But now I think it's time to give a little bit of recognition to Coach Mushbrain. Let's get Birdo here in the All-Star draft pool. I mean, we talk about utility people, and we talked about Tiny Kong earlier, KJ. I mean, you can talk about Birdo being the ultimate utility person. Not as pitcher, but as both a batter and a fielder. She's been absolutely outstanding no matter where she's been. And really the sole reason the Yoshi Eggs are in the playoffs. So congratulations to Coach Birdo getting in here. And we have 5 left. So the floor is yours, KJ. Who do you want to select next for the All-Star draft pool?
I think I'll go with Purple Toad.
Obviously, Purple Toad, part of the Daisy Flowers. I mean, really the definition of clutch.
Yeah, and the definition of he really did that, like a shocking player. Because definitely coming to this season, I was not expecting purple toe to do as well as he did, but the fact he was able to get home runs was quite a shock for his small size.
On a consistent basis. Like, it would be almost every other game as well, which is insane.
Exactly. So definitely deserved that, because he definitely showed that, hey, just because I'm tiny doesn't mean I can't score.
Remember, it's not about this. You know what? This is a PG show. Anyways, going into our next All-Star selection, it is going to be Tiny Kong. I mean, we talked about her before. She had to get in here as Defensive Player of the Year runner-up, only to Baby DK, her teammate. I mean, baby, like I said before, I'm becoming a big fan of Tiny Kong. Great batting, great fielding. We haven't seen much of pitching, so maybe if we want to experiment, we'll get some pitchers out there. I want to see King K. Rool at pitcher. I don't care what anyone says. I want to see King K. Rool at pitcher, because that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
with these picks, I am going to tell them to joke around. We are not going to take this game serious at all, and it's going to all be for fun. So, KJ, I'll let you do one more, and then I will get the last two out of the way. So, which one would you like to highlight?
I think we'll just mention Daisy once more. Why not? I mean, obviously, being runner-up for the MVP, she had to be in the All-Star, because, again, like we said in the MVP selection, after that switch, she definitely put the team on her back, able to bring the Daisy Flowers to where they are now in the playoffs. Without her, I still think the Daisy Flowers would not be where they are, and definitely be a lot more of a stinker than the turnaround that they've done, like a complete 180 without her.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Daisy was just fantastic. Probably the reason, going to be a dangerous threat in the playoffs as well. I mean, they are going to be in the first round, so that's going to be really interesting. Excuse me. But we have two more to highlight, and I will highlight both of them. First off, we have to give a nod to Dark Bones. I mean, offensively and defensively, he was all over the place. I think we can both agree on that. I mean, Dark Bones, pitcher, but also as a batter, really came into his own in the second half. He was absolutely key for the DK Wild staying in these games. So we had to give him the nod. And lastly, we're going back to the Daisy Flowers, and Boomerang Bro will get the nod as the last All-Star for SBA Season 1. So congratulations to Boomerang Bro, and congratulations to everyone else here.